Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, April 8th, and yay, TGIF. Glad to make it through this week after the roller coaster ride we have been on over the past couple of weeks. Taking a look here at our futures, you can see that on the ES, not the SPY, so this is the futures index, right? Yesterday we closed above that 200. We're coming in today off the highs, but still putting in a higher candle, coming right back into some resistance, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that in here. 45, 25, 50 area is that looks like that resistance to me. Looking at it on the daily chart, so not including today's action, this is what we saw. We came right back up, closed right over. Let me remove this and this. Should have done this before. Sorry, my bad. Kind of forget to clean up my chart sometimes. There we go. We snuck up here and closed just above the 200. Now, we talk about volume all the time, and you can see that we did it on a little bit less volume. Yesterday, we had the volume spike on Wednesday, and of course, that was FOMC minutes. So we saw extra volume because of that. But overall, just something that I think we should pay attention to and see where the volume lands us today. All right. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. You can see it is not doing a thing. It is still stuck there at the 34. Oil, not giving us an indication one way or the other either. And we are seeing a little bit of a move in gold. We have a nice squeeze going on in gold here in the 3, 8, and 20. And we're moving just a little bit above that. Still a lot of congestion in this area though. So maybe something to pay attention to if we can, kind of break up out of the 1943 area. Really, it clears up at like 1952. So we'll watch that, see if we can get a nice move. We've been playing around this 34 here for quite a while. So that is gold. Now let's take a look at some sectors, because yesterday we played Pfizer, and look at this sector. The healthcare sector is just on fire. I took it off the table way too early. Some of you hung in there for a good portion of the day. Just amazing. Great double top we have here. Plenty of room to move on. Right back on the table here today for the 50, or sorry, for either the 55 or the 60 calls here in May. I didn't set that up in the watch list, but those are the ones I will be watching, see where that volume is, and where people are playing. Looks like a great big inverse, kind of wonky head and shoulders maybe, right? A little bit, we'll see. Okay, anyway, looking very good in Pfizer, but in that same sector, let's take a look at J&J. Well, why J&J? So sometimes you really have to go back and look at your chart, see where you are. We broke this previous resistance from way back here in August. See that? So we broke that. Nice move up, but what I really like is the candle action. We had a nice big volume candle, pushed us up. We put in a long leg doji, and a lot of times when you have a doji inside the previous candle, it takes another leg up, and that's what we're seeing here in the pre-market. Now this would be a shorter trade because we do have earnings coming up here shortly, but I'd like the J&J. I set this up for the 180.85 call, an entry around 183, or if it's moving an opening range break, you can always use an opening range break if it's above the original entry price. Stop around 180.20, and again, it's that doji sandwich kind of look. Looking for a 184.25 and breakout play on J&J. Now, if you don't have a particular name you like, because I like Merck as well, look at this, beautiful, coming right up to a fib. Look at that move, right? Coming right up to a fib line. We are in the middle of a gap here on Merck, so that's a good one. We mentioned Pfizer. Lilly's another great one to watch. It had a kind of a big wick, so I stayed away from that one. But take a look at the XLV, is that sector there for healthcare. All right, moving right along. Well, McDonald's, yep, I do love some fries. Anyway, take a look at this. My goodness, this fall was really, really exaggerated. Took our time, came up, consolidated, came up, consolidated, making another move up. What I like about this candle in particular is that we're matching up with some other candles and looking for a break on. And this came up with some great volume. We do have earnings. Remember, earnings season's coming right back around. Next week, the banks will kick it off. So be sure to check those earning dates. But McDonald's, looking for a happy meal in this one. The McDonald's 520, 260, entry at 255.50, stop at 249.50. And my targets are 258.85 and then 263 in McDonald's. All right, MOS. Now this MOS, or several of the names in this sector that have been doing very well, like this too. So another one of these baskets kind of matched up. We put in a nice little double, almost triple top there. We did have a little bit less volume on this candle inside, right? So it's still inside the previous day's action. So we're looking for a move up above that. The MOS 75 with an entry of 72.20, a stop of 69.75, and breaking the previous resistance just for a breakout play. So on that breakout play, because we don't have another target above the entry, I'm going to use a pivot. So the monthly pivot is 75.13 is where I'm targeting, and that is pure breakout. Okay, as I mentioned, PFE, a good one to watch. Apple, interesting here. Nice candle came back in yesterday. We opened up inside the previous day's candle, and we closed higher. I like that look there for actually a continuation to the north side on that one. We saw some semiconductors pull themselves up off the mat, NVIDIA and AMD being part of those, and AMD managed to squeak out a green close, so we'll come back and take a look at that. We looked at Tractor Supply yesterday, late in the day, big move in Tractor Supply. A lot of retailers, Walmart, Target, all taking big looks. Love this triple top that we formed in Target. We are below the 200, so we have lots of room to progress here in Target, so take a look at that. CCJ, Joe had mentioned, I think it was last week, a lot of calls that had gone through, a lot of dark pool and unusual activity on CCJ, and you can see it has been pretty choppy here, but look at that move finally came in yesterday with lots of volume there on CCJ, so take a look at that. Lulu, right, post earnings, nice bump ups, continuing to consolidate, so I keep peeking back in at this one for a move above the 200 in Lulu. And Cost, my goodness, so Cost had several price target increases yesterday. We'll look for this to continue on. There's a lot of unusual options activity on it, all expiring today, so not a swing trade, definitely in here for a potential day trade, bullish gap, holding that. We'll see if that continues on as well. All right, that is it from me here this morning. If you have any questions, reach out, Heather C at GivingTreeTrading.com.